and a tall, thin, elderly woman, clad in black from her bonnet to her button boots, came rushing towards him. "Miss Durston, good morning, I trust?" "Good morning, my lord." Miss Durston clutched her large leather bag to her chest and glared at her employer. "I would hope that your music lesson with Lady Anne went well." "My lord, sir, I'm sorry, but I fear I can no longer teach your sister. She is, she's too wild." The Earl shut his eyes for a second and swallowed hard. He had been expecting this, but not for a week or two. Miss Durston was the third music teacher he had employed in as many months. She was his housekeeper's sister, and the Earl was convinced that she would succeed where others had failed. "Come, Miss Durston, Anne is only a little girl, just 10. Surely you can make allowances." Miss Durston refused to be moved by his pleas. She indeed needed the money badly to supplement her small income, but she did not think that even one of the blessed saints would have been able to teach the piano to that dreadful child. "Forgive me, my lord, I have quite made up my mind." And then she hurried down the steps and almost ran away along the drive. The Earl ran his fingers through his dark hair and grimly made his way indoors. On the death of his father and stepmother, he had inherited a vast estate and fortune, but he was now the only relative of a bad-tempered, selfish, spoilt little girl. He found Anne in the nursery, sitting half-hidden behind the blue velvet curtains that hung across the deep window-seat. One of the nursery maids was standing in front of her, holding a frilly pink party dress in her hands. She dropped a curtsy as the Earl came into the room. "Mary?" "My lord?" "What have you there?" "It be Lady Anne's dress for a party she's going to. Lady Lucy Glendower's 10th birthday celebration, and time's a going by, and Lady Anne really does now need to be getting changed." "Anne, go away." The reply came in an angry tone. "Mary says you must get ready for the party." "Don't want to. I hate parties." "As much as you hate your music lessons?" "I hate that silly old woman. My papa would never make me learn music from her. She smells." The Earl groaned to himself silently. Ever since her arrival in England, Anne had been a problem. She was rude to the servants, hardly ate enough to keep a mouse alive, and constantly refused to concentrate on her music lessons. He had decided that there was plenty of time to introduce a governess into the household. He wanted his sister to get used to the English way of life first. He was not worried about her reading and writing skills. He knew that they were good from reports she had brought with her from Virginia. At the same time, he really wanted her to continue her music. He firmly believed that every young woman should be able to play the piano, sketch, and embroider. He knew that most of the trouble was because Anne had been very spoilt all her life, been given everything she ever desired, and no one had ever said no to her. To make matters worse, she had recently lost both her parents, so had had to leave everything that was familiar and dear to her, to travel to England, to live with her half-brother, a man she had never met. The Earl had every sympathy with his small sister, but knew that if he did not find a remedy for her behaviour soon, she would turn into the most objectionable young woman and not bring credit on the Westfield family. He took the dress from the maid and motioned to her to leave the room. Then, squaring his shoulders, he turned to do battle with the 10-year-old, who was glowering at him through her tangled black curls. He just hoped that this party would be worth the fight he was about to have. In a small house on the far side of the Kent village of Preston Baily, the birthday party was also uppermost in Martina Bradshaw's thoughts. "Mamma, I must go. It is so hot out today, and my tennis dress is old-fashioned and too short now I have put up my hair." Mrs. Bradshaw smiled wearily at her only daughter. "Lady Glendower has arranged a tennis party for older girls, while her youngest, Lucy, is having her birthday celebrations. It was kind of her to invite you."